Introduction to Human Rights. Human rights are the inherent rights that belong to every individual, regardless of nationality, ethnicity, gender, religion, or any other status. These rights are considered universal, inalienable, and indivisible, forming the foundation for freedom, justice, and peace in the world. Human rights are central to human dignity and are enshrined in international legal frameworks, national constitutions, and various laws and treaties. This document explores the concept, historical evolution, classifications, and the mechanisms established to protect human rights globally and locally. The concept of human rights. Human rights are defined as the basic rights and freedoms that all humans are entitled to. They encompass civil, political, economic, social, and cultural rights. Human rights recognize the inherent worth of every individual and aim to ensure their ability to live with dignity and equality. Key characteristics of human rights include: 1. Universality, they apply to everyone without exception. 2. Indivisibility, all rights are equally important and interdependent. 3. Inalienability, rights cannot be taken away except under specific, lawful circumstances. 4. Equality and non-discrimination, every individual is entitled to enjoy human rights without discrimination. Historical evolution of human rights. Ancient and religious foundations. Human rights principles can be traced back to ancient civilizations and religious teachings. In Mesopotamia, the Code of Hammurabi laid down some of the earliest known legal protections. Similarly, in India, the concept of dharma emphasized justice and moral order. Religious texts, such as the Bible, Quran, and teachings of Buddhism, also contributed to the evolution of human rights. For instance, the Quran advocates for justice and equality, and the Buddhist principle of ahimsa underscores non-violence and compassion. The Magna Carta, 1215. One of the first major milestones in human rights history was the Magna Carta, signed in 1215. It established the principle that no one, including the king, is above the law and introduced fundamental legal protections such as the right to a fair trial. The Enlightenment and natural rights. The 17th and 18th centuries saw the emergence of natural rights philosophy, influenced by thinkers like John Locke and Jean-Jacques Rousseau. They argued for inherent rights such as life, liberty, and property, forming the ideological foundation for modern human rights. The French and American Revolutions. The American Declaration of Independence, 1776, and the French Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen, 1789, were landmark documents emphasizing liberty, equality, and fraternity. These revolutions inspired global movements advocating for freedom and equality. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights, UDHR, adopted by the United Nations General Assembly in 1948, the UDHR marked a significant turning point. It articulated a comprehensive set of rights, including civil, political, economic, social, and cultural rights. The UDHR remains the cornerstone of international human rights law. Classifications of human rights. Human rights can be broadly categorized into 3 generations. First-generation rights, civil and political rights. These rights focus on individual freedoms and protection from state interference. Examples include 1. Right to life. 2. Freedom of speech. 3. Right to a fair trial. 4. Freedom of religion. Second-generation rights, economic, social, and cultural rights. These rights emphasize the state's responsibility to ensure citizens' welfare. Examples include: 1. Right to education. 2. Right to work and fair wages. 3. Right to health. 4. Right to Social Security. Third-generation rights, collective and solidarity rights. These rights address global and collective issues. Examples include: 1. Right to development. 2. Right to a clean environment. 3. Right to peace. 4. Right to cultural heritage. International mechanisms for human rights protection. Numerous international organizations and instruments are dedicated to safeguarding human rights. Key mechanisms include: United Nations, UN. The UN plays a central role in promoting and protecting human rights through: 1. Human Rights Council, HRC, monitors and addresses human rights violations globally. 2. Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, OCHR, provides technical assistance and advocacy. 3. Treaty bodies monitor compliance with international human rights treaties. Regional systems. Regional organizations also contribute to human rights protection. 1. European Court of Human Rights, ECHR, enforces the European Convention on Human Rights. 2. Inter-American Commission on Human Rights, IACR, monitors rights in the Americas. 3. African Commission on Human and People's Rights, advocates for rights across Africa. Non-governmental organizations, NGOs. NGOs like Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch play a crucial role in documenting violations, raising awareness, and advocating for victims. Challenges to human rights. Despite advancements, human rights face numerous challenges. Conflict and war. Armed conflicts often lead to widespread violations, including displacement, torture, and killings. The lack of accountability exacerbates these issues. Discrimination. Discrimination based on race, gender, religion, or sexual orientation persists globally, undermining equality and justice. Climate change. Climate change has emerged as a significant human rights challenge, impacting vulnerable populations through displacement, food insecurity, and health crises. Authoritarianism. The rise of authoritarian regimes threatens freedoms of speech, assembly, and press, stifling dissent and democratic processes. The role of education in human rights. Education is a powerful tool for promoting human rights. By fostering awareness, critical thinking, and empathy, education empowers individuals to stand against injustice and advocate for equality. Human rights education emphasizes: 1. Understanding rights and responsibilities. 2. Recognizing and challenging discrimination. 3. Building a culture of respect and inclusion. Conclusion. Human rights are fundamental to creating a just and equitable society. Their universality and indivisibility ensure that every individual can live with dignity and freedom. While significant progress has been made in protecting these rights, challenges remain. Addressing these challenges requires collective efforts from governments, organizations, and individuals. By fostering a culture of respect and equality, we can work towards a world where human rights are universally upheld and celebrated.